choice to skip meals is not just affecting their lives, but is causing shockwaves across the entire food industry and beyond. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory, the show that never skips a meal. I don't know about you, and I don't know if you know this, but a lot of my life centers around food. I like going out to find new places to eat. I like to cook exciting dishes at home. Heck, my job is all about food. So you know that your boy is never skipping out on a meal. It's just not me. But that's not the case for everyone. While skipping meals is something that's been going on for years, people have started to notice that Gen Z in particular is skipping meals more frequently than any past generation. But why does it matter? Is it really that big of a deal that this young generation has one meal less a day? The answer is a big fat yup. Because by skipping a meal, Gen Z are not just impacting themselves, but the food industry massively, and in surprising ways that affect all of us. So you definitely want to stick around and see why. By looking at the reasons behind why Gen Z are skipping meals in the first place and the effects it's having on them, you'll see that this new trend might actually be a good thing. So get out your forks and knives, theorists. I'm about to serve up a hot plate of answers to the question, why is Gen Z skipping meals? The first question that everyone is probably wondering is, which meal is getting skipped? Understanding which meal Gen Z is deciding to pass on will give us a greater insight as to why, but also how it's going to affect their health. It can't be breakfast, surely. After being told for so long that it's the most important meal of the day, Gen Z wouldn't dare.
Some people say that, but it's just a theory.
Oh God, it's him again. Anyway, it's not breakfast. And sorry if you guessed that it was dinner, because it's not that either. It's lunch. That's right, the midday pick-me-up. While we don't know when this habit started exactly, it was in 2023 that studies began to discover that Gen Z skipped lunch at least once a week and skipped it more than any other generation. The study found that 7 in 10 Zoomers skipped lunch, compared to just 5 in 10 millennials and 4 in 10 Gen Xers. So while skipping lunch isn't exactly unheard of, it is certainly on the rise with Gen Z. So then why are they doing this? Is it some crazy TikTok health craze that the kids are into these days? Wow, that made me sound old. Well, first of all, yeah, lunch is expensive and people are broke. But actually, the reason for passing on lunch is far more simple. The majority of studies looking into this new trend have seen that it primarily happens in the workplace. More specifically, it's about peer pressure. When asked why Gen Z are choosing to skip their lunch, they said that they were worried about what bosses and senior employees might think if they chose to take a break. They're conscious that it may seem like they're not as committed or that their workload was light enough to take a break. But Gen Z also says that the other reason is that the workload is too much for them to take a break from. So Zoomers are choosing to work through lunch because of the demands of them at the workplace, making them feel like they have to do work with no breaks to get it all done. This may be because Gen Z actually have too much work to get done, or it's that they perceive it to be too much. But the point still stands that this pressure is causing them to feel like they can't take a lunch break. They have work that has to get done, and they'll be more productive if they lock in and do nothing except the task at hand. But the problem is, this decision is negatively affecting their health, something Gen Z are particularly conscious of. Not only that, it also affects their productivity, the very thing they're trying to improve by skipping lunch. Let's look at the health issues first. If you're missing a meal, you're likely missing a nutrient quality meal, and so your diet is short on things like vitamins, iron, omega-3s, all that jazz, and all of which support immune cell function. So by regularly skipping any meal, not just lunch, you're at risk of weakening your immune system. To make things worse, by passing on your mid-meal, you're likely going to make less healthy decisions later. For example, if you skip lunch and you're starving by the time you get home, you're not going to want to now spend an hour preparing a meal that's got all those nutrients that protect your immune system. Oh no, you're hungry and want something now, like JG Wentworth 877 food now. So you grab that big bag of Doritos and go to town. So now, not only have you missed a meal, you're now choosing food that's still lacking nutrients, meaning your immune system continues to get weaker. So eating a good lunch boosts your immune system, but having regular meals is crucial for your digestion, your gut health, and even your metabolism. Each time you eat food, your body breaks down carbohydrates like bread, rice, and sugar into glucose. This is your body's energy fuel. As the food enters your intestines and is being broken down, the glucose is absorbed